Gangsters, how we doing? It's your boy Zanezy, and today, yet again, we have another free-to-play crazy game, and it is going to be this hectic, free-to-play, first-person shooter game that I'm sure some of you know, but it is called Combat Master. Now, Combat Master is a very interesting take on a first-person shooter game because this game is like Call of Duty, but on steroids, in the sense of just how quick and everything goes. So, boom. Released April 21st, 2023. Game's not even a year old yet. Made and devved by Alpha Bravo Inc. This game is honestly pretty crazy in the sense that they weren't lying. This game is extremely fast-paced. It has the movement is something that I have never felt in another first-person shooter game before, and what would really make me feel like it's kind of like Call of Duty on crack or on steroids is just because they have the tac sprint, they have sliding, they have just so much. People drop shot, people go insane on this game. Because genuinely, man, it really is like one of these crazy games that is just very Call of Duty, heavily inspired with the movement, the guns, the maps, kind of like the, just the fast pace. It really gives you that old school, more like Call of Duty 4 through like Black Ops 2 style of just, an arcadey first-person shooter game that you can get on, go through a lot of craziness, and get off. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's kind of why I decided to try this game out because, me being me, I'm bored and I like to try a bunch of first person shooter games. And I have to say, man, I had a lot of fun playing when I was on this game, and something that I really enjoyed about this when I was playing this game, and you're going to see here in a moment, is that although the game has released, a little less than a year ago, they're still holding out pretty decent numbers. While some people might sit there and say, 3,000 in a 24-hour peak, or, that day peak isn't too much. I feel like that's honestly super acceptable for a game of this kind of purpose, because the game is genuinely just and at least in my eyes, you're not going to sit here and play Combat Master for, 10 hours straight. This is a game where kind of you're noticing in the gameplay itself, where how I look at it is it's more of like an aim trainer. It's more just one of those games where you're just wanting to get on, be silly, have a little bit of fun, and get off. A casual, fun first-person shooter game where you're not worried about skill-based matchmaking. You're not worried about sitting there running into a lobby with a bunch of crazy sicko mode people. But there are a couple things when it does come to this game that in a certain sense does kind of give off a meh vibe. And some of those things, and I don't know if it's once again intended like this, or if it's just, the way the cookie crumbled, but something that I was really not a big fan of is the fact of how short the games are. So in this clip right here, I'm playing TDM, and the games are only about 3 minutes. So honestly, I was pretty much able to record a whole game in just one of my instant replay clips. Now, on one hand, that benefited me, but on the other hand, I was kind of like, it's, I don't want to say it's hard, but you're not going to sit there and go on crazy games, because as I said, the game is, of course, you're maybe 3 to 5 minutes for most of the games. Something else that I think Combat Master did pretty solid is the fact that they give you the whole experience of a game, such as, look at this breakdown. You get camos, gun mods, they show you guns, they show you the maps that they currently have, the kill chains and the battle pass and just everything, and then there's something else that they see if you look at the bottom right, which is Combat Zone, which is what I'll talk about a little bit more in a little moment here. But that's kind of what I'm talking about with Combat Master is, Alpha Bravo. You can tell that these guys and gals that are working over there, that this, is a fun project for them, and that they enjoy the project because of all the time and love that they're putting into the game. I mean, you got to think, this game hasn't been out for more than a year yet, and we have Combat Master pretty much on every platform. It's on Steam, it's on PC, it's on console, it's on mobile. So it's like, if you want to play the game, you're more than able to play this game no matter what. And there just are a couple of little things, such as spawn systems, select weapons, spawn immunity, where they're very crutch-like. You'll kind of notice that depending in some of the clips that I show here, because I only have a little bit of footage on this game, but you'll notice with the spawn system, kind of on the map that I'm playing here, spawns really do not flip in this game. Spawns very much so are you're in what you're in, and that is what it is. And it really does give me those old school Call of Duty vibes, because I remember playing, you know, like Modern Warfare 3 on Demolition. When you would break a certain bomb on maps, you're gonna get spawn trapped and you're not gonna get out of there. But something else, which is kind of why I say that Combat Master is kind of like a meme or a Call of Duty inspired game on crack or steroids, is simply because they have their own battle royale mode called Combat Zone. Now, Combat Zone, yet again, is one of those things that I was talking about, is where Combat Master kind of seems to be leaning into that, you know, Call of Duty clone type vibe, because Warzone, Combat Zone, even the branding and kind of like how they designed it is very much so leaning toward, you know, that Warzone-esque parody type thing. And then even more so, the map that they have, Pokrovsky, is what the map is for Wars, you know, for Combat Zone. Like Warzone has Verdansk and, you know, whatever else they have currently. Something else that you'll notice with Combat Zone is the similarity of things that Warzone has, and you're gonna see kind of like the buy station. Sure, you know, a buy station is rather standard when it comes into an FPS mode, and I know, you know, for battle royals they're starting to get more popular, but you have the buy station. And then also you'll notice that they have their own sense of the gulag. So you're able to sit there and you're able to, if you die, you're going to be able to get your way out by fighting in the gulag. And once you get out of the gulag, you know, you have a second chance and you're able to keep on continuing. Also, let me really preface here, there is no shame. I am not hating on Alpha Bravo for what they're doing with Combat Master and Combat Zone. You know, if there is a niche for you to be the parody of something, then by all means. And I mean, look at just at this, the map and how you're able to enter the Combat Zone is very similar to where you're entering like PUBG or Warzone. So, you know, it's like, I do not fault them for going down this route to where if it is successful, if it is something that is working for you, which clearly off of the Steam charts that we've seen earlier in the video, that it's working for them. You're keeping and maintaining 3,000 to 4,000 plus people a day on your game, and there's nothing to be ashamed of with that. And, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, Combat Master, there, as I said earlier, they have their flaws where, you know, at certain times it's kind of like you feel like you're shooting and you're shooting frozen peas, and at other times it feels like you're shooting, you know, a tank at somebody and they're dead super quick. And then, you know, something else that I wasn't overly keen on and I wasn't super in love with when it came to the game is the progress is decent, but you really don't unlock stuff rather quickly. So you do need to constantly play the game and level up to get, you know, these different guns that they have. And I normally would go in and, you know, show you the guns that they have, but if I'm being honest with you, during the time I completely forgot, and it's just, I only had access to, I think, about like 3 or 4 guns. You know, it's this assault rifle, this M4 that I'm using right here. I had the MP5, then I had a sniper, and the only reason I had the sniper and the M4 is mainly because of this pack that they gave us. And that's kind of another thing where I wasn't really huge on, is, you know, bundles and certain packs that they have will give you guns where, sure, they're solid, but it's like I'd rather just be able to earn the gun itself instead of having to buy something. But, you know, the game is free. You're able to play it and do whatever you want inside of the game when it's, you know, as it's free. So you can't really, well, I can't really complain on that. You know, if there are people who want to spend their money and want to sit there and, you know, put it into this, you know, into this game for this dev team, then hey, more power to them. I'm never gonna, you know, judge anyone for supporting a game, you know, monetarily. You know, I do the same thing. I'm sure a bunch of us, you know, put money into Fortnite, put money into, you know, there's people who put money into Roblox, whatnot, what have you. So, you know, there are those free games where people put money into them, and you're more than entitled to do that. And, you know, overall, I really did enjoy my experience on Combat Master. I did not play Combat Zone just because I am Battle Royale, so it doesn't really matter to me, but I did want to cover that in the video when I was talking about it. What about you guys? You know, have you guys played Combat Master? Have you guys gotten a chance to check it out? You know, maybe Combat Zone? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of this game. Let me know what you thought of this video. You know, I always like to step into the pool of trying different games, so yeah, let me know about that, and let me know what you think when it comes to this sort of stuff, you know what I mean? Before I wrap up this video, though, I do have a couple other small things that I'd like to go over, and firstly, that's just, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed in the last 28 days, like 30 subs, like that's insane, man. I'm very grateful for all the support that I've gotten recently with the subs and for my latest video, the Amaro experience. So thank you to everyone who has watched and has, started to support me lately. I seriously thank you all so much. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, man, leave a sub. I'm trying to hit 300 subs by the end of February. That is a little goal that I challenged myself to. Gonna try and keep bringing these videos to you at least once every 6 days, once a week. And I just, I'm so grateful for everything that you guys have done for me, the subs, the watching my content, and all of this is genuinely so kind, and I'm very appreciative. So I did just want to say thank you so much for that. Other than that, this has been Combat Master. As I leave you here today, I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I hope you all have a great, next week as well. I'll see you for the next video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Combat Master. Let me know what you thought about this video. I hope to see you all again for the next one. This has been your boy Zanezy, and I will see you all later, gangsters. Peace out.